Good morning. This is our daily lectionary readings for Monday, March 13th, 2023. We have our three daily readings. Psalm 81 is our psalm reading. Genesis 24, 1 through 27 is going to be our Old Testament reading. And then 2nd John, chapter 1, verses 1 through 13 is going to be our New Testament reading. And we'll be reading it out of the Message. And with it being Monday, we are reflecting back on what happened at church on Sunday. Psalm 81. A song to our strong God. A shout to the God of Jacob. Anthems from the choir. Music from the band. Sweet sounds from the lute and the harp. Trumpets and trombones and horns. It's a festival day, a feast to God, a day decreed by God, solemnly ordered by the God of Jacob. He commanded Joseph to keep this day so we never forget what he did in Egypt. I hear this most gentle whisper from one I've never guessed who would speak to me. I took the world off of your shoulders, freed you from a life of hard labors. You called me to me in your pain. I got you out of a bad place. I answered you from where the thunder hides. I proved you at Meribah fountain. Listen, dear ones, get this straight. O Israel, don't take this lightly. Don't take up with strange gods. Don't worship the popular gods. I'm God, your God, the very God who rescued from doom in Egypt, then fed you all you could eat, filled your hungry stomachs. But my people didn't listen. Israel paid no attention. So I let go of the reins and told them, run! Do it your own way. Oh, dear people, will you listen to me now? Israel, will you follow my map? I'll make short work of your enemies, give you foes to the back of my hand. I'll send the God haters, cringing like dogs, never to be heard from again. You'll feast on my flesh. Sorry about that. You'll feast on my fresh baked bread, spread with butter and rock pure honey. Our Old Testament reading comes from the book of Genesis 24, 1 through 27. Abraham was now an old man. God had blessed Abraham in every way. Abraham spoke to the senior servant in his household, the one in charge of everything that he had. Put your hand under my thigh and swear by God, God of heaven, God of earth, that you will not get a wife for my son from among the young women of the Canaanites here, but will go to the land of my birth and get a wife for my son Isaac. The servants answered, but what if the woman refuses to leave home and come with me? Do I then take your son back to your home country? Abraham said, oh no, never. By no means are you to take my son back there. God, the God of heaven, took me from the home of my father and from the country of my birth and spoke to me in solemn promise. I'm giving this land to your descendants. This God will send his angel ahead of you to get a wife for my son. And if the woman won't come, you are free from this oath you're sworn to me. But under no circumstances are you to take my son back there. So the servant put his hand under the thigh of his master Abraham and gave his solemn oath. The servant took 10 of his master's camels and loaded them with gifts from his master, traveled to Aram Naharaim and the city of Nahor. Outside the city he made the camels kneel at a well. It was evening, the time when the women came to draw water. He prayed, O God, God of my master Abraham, make things go smoothly this day. Treat my master Abraham well, as I stand here by the spring while the young women of the town come and get water. Let the girl to whom I say, lower your jug and give me a drink, who answers, drink, and let me also water your camels. Let her be the woman you have picked out of your graceful servant Isaac. Then I'll know that you are working graciously behind the scenes for my master." It so happened that the words were barely out of his mouth when Rebekah, the daughter of Bethuel, whose mother was Milcah, the wife of Nahor, Abraham's brother, came out with a water jug on her shoulder. The girl was stunningly beautiful, a pure virgin. She went down to the spring, filled her jug, and came back up. The servant ran to meet her and said, "Please, can I have a sip of water from your jug?" She said, "Certainly, drink." And she held the jug so that he could drink. When he had satisfied his thirst, she said, "I'll get water for your camels too, until they drink their fill." She promptly emptied her jug into the trough and ran back to get the well to fill it. And she kept it until she had watered all of the camels. The man watched silent. Was this God's answer? Had God made this trip a success or not? When the camels had finished drinking, the man brought out the gifts: a gold nose ring weighing a little over a quarter of an ounce, and 2 arm bracelets weighing about 4 ounces, and gave them to her. He asked her, "Tell me about your family. Whose daughter are you? Is there room in your father's house for us to stay the night?" She said, "I'm the daughter of Bethuel, the son of Milcah and Nahor, and there's plenty of room in our house for you to stay, and lots of straw and feeds beside." At this, the man bowed and worshiped before God and prayed, "Blessed be God, God of the master Abraham. How generous and true you've been to my master. You've held nothing back. You led me right to the door of my master's brother." Our New Testament reading today comes from the book of 2 John. My dear congregation, I, your pastor, love you in very truth, and I'm not alone. Everyone who knows the truth that has taken up permanent residence in us loves you. Let grace, mercy, and peace be with us in truth and love from God the Father and from Jesus Christ, the Son of the Father. I can't tell you how happy I am to learn that many members of your congregation are diligent in living out the truth exactly as commanded by the Father. But permit me a reminder, friends, and this is not a new commandment, but simply a repetition of our original and basic charter, that we love each other. Love means following his commandments, and his unifying commandment is that you conduct your lives in love. This is the first thing that you heard, and nothing has changed. There are a lot of smooth-talking con artists loose in the world who refuse to believe in Jesus Christ was truly human, a flesh and blood human being, given them their true title, deceiver, Antichrist. And be very careful around those so you don't lose out on what you have worked so diligently together. I want you to get every reward you have coming to you. Anyone who gets so progressive in his thinking that he walks out on the teaching of Christ walks out on God. But whoever stays with the teaching stays faithful to both the Father and the Son. If anyone shows up who doesn't hold to this teaching, don't invite him in and give him the run of that place. That would be just giving him a platform to perpetuate his evil ways, making you his partner. I have a lot more things to tell you, but I'd rather not use paper and ink. I hope to be there soon, in person, and have a heart-to-heart talk with you. That'll be far more satisfying to both you and me. Everyone here in your sister congregation sends greetings. And here ends our readings for the day.